buying a business is awesome and it's changed my life and all of my clients' lives, but there's risk involved. Risks that you need to know about before you drop your savings on an online business. And whilst there are many places out there to buy great websites, there's also this ever popular place called Shopify Exchange, which is a place that people who own Shopify websites can go away and list their own Shopify websites for sale. And clearly there's some pros and cons to this. The pros are that anyone with a Shopify store can list their business for sale. And the cons are that anyone with a Shopify business or store can list their business for sale. Meaning people can create a Shopify store, make it look like they're making a lot of money, but in fact, they're not. And because of this, many people have been taken advantage of. Many people have been scammed. And you can see all the reviews and stuff like that all over the internet of people being scammed on marketplaces like this. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to find a decent business on Shopify and not get scammed. I'm going to share my screen with you and walk you through basically the whole way through how to buy an online business from Shopify Exchange. And also, if you stay to the end, I've got a free gift for you. One that you can use to prevent yourself from getting scammed when you're buying a website business on a marketplace like this. And I actually think it's a vital resource that you are going to need when you buy any online business, whether it's through Shopify Exchange or any website broker or other marketplaces. So stay around to the end and I'll show you that. Now let's go away and check out my screen. I'm going to show you what to look for and what to look out for. So here we are on Shopify Exchange. And as you can see, you can browse different businesses, different business types, okay, and different locations and all that sort of stuff. But what I've just done is I'm just in pretty broad. And you can see here that you have private listings. A lot of these are private listings, okay? The reason people make these private listings is because they want to keep their URL or their domain name private. Reason being is because they don't want other people coming onto this website and seeing that they have a successful website and then go away and copy what they've done and become a competitor. So what's important for them is to make this a private listing. And if you want to actually go away and get access to look at this business for sale, is you click on view listing, you can get in contact with the seller of this business and you can sign what we call an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, which shows to the seller that you're not going to disclose any of the information that you use, and you're not going to compete as well if you sign an NCA, which is a non-compete agreement, that you're not going to compete with this business. So it's really important for people to protect the business that they're selling in case they don't sell it, or to protect the person that does become the new owner of the business so they don't have a bunch of copycats out there competing with the business that they've just bought. So I think it's a very, very fair thing. And normally the businesses that are private listings are going to be the more genuine businesses that are for sale. And I say normally, and main reason is because people that are just trying to sell a business create too many barriers if they're just selling some cheap, flabby business that's not really getting any sales. So let's go through, and we won't be able to use these listings because we won't be able to look at the URL and much information. But let's look at two businesses. The first one I want to look at is Cheapaloo. Okay, so let's look at Cheapaloo and let me show you what I think about this business, and we'll come to a sort of conclusion on why this business is either good or bad. So here we go. I look at the business price. Okay, so they want $15,000 for the business and it's making $53,000 in revenue per month. Average sessions, okay, that's cool. But what I look at this is the average revenue, and then I look at the average profit. And they make about an average net profit of $15,800 per month. And my question, my alarm bell or red flag is that if they make $15,800 per month, why are they selling it for less than a month's profit? It mustn't be a very valuable business if that's the case. And so sometimes you can have people here on Shopify Exchange having these numbers look really, really good, and they're just trying to sell something that's not very valuable. So that's a red flag for me, an alarm that I need to be looking into. So what I suggest you do is you go away and get access to and viewers access to the Shopify account to verify these figures. Also, you want to be checking their ad account to verify how much they're spending on advertising, because the difference is, and this may be stock, but I dare say they're spending a lot of money on ad. ads. So we scroll through and they say it's a drop shipping business. And the reason for selling, they can just make that up. What's involved in running the business? This is a real business, hard work and discipline are most important. Okay, I don't know if it is a real business. You don't need to explain that. So that's another funny thing that I find. And then I read here, you have to create ads and manage them on Facebook, ads each and every day, find new marketing angles, create new creatives. You can create new content every day. And then, to refresh what potential customers see, you will have to fulfill the orders. And so these are from AliExpress. Okay, AliExpress is a drop shipper from China. And normally the products from AliExpress are not very good quality. So even if this business was legit, I'd be questioning it because I wouldn't want to buy a business that was selling, non-quality products. And also AliExpress takes a long time to ship from, say if you're selling in the US, which I dare say this business probably is, or even to Australia or any other country, it can take a long time to ship from China to your home country or where the purchases are. So that can create a lot of headaches with customer service. So 35% profit margin on those. They're making about $1,300 on sales. Okay, so if they're making 1,300 sales, what I'd like to do is if their revenue is 53,000, right? So I'm going to do this on my little calculator here. If I do 53,611 divided by 1,300, that means they're making about $41 per sale. So let me go away and look at their actual business here. Okay, so they got only two products. They're selling this, and it's going to have to be in English. This is a French site. So I dare say it takes a long time to send these from China to France. And it's $30. I think it's £30. So that could end up being an average order of, say, $40. So that could make sense, I guess. But what I'd be doing really is I'd be really questioning why they're going to try and sell this business for, 1 month's net profit. Then I like to scroll down and look at some more information. You can see that there was nothing. This business was nothing until it hit November, and then they just built it up over the December and January period. And you can see it's not really going very far. I'd be wanting to look at more up-to-date financials for this as well. And they're spending $15,000 on Facebook ads. So that's crazy, isn't it? They're spending $15,000 on Facebook ads. So the risk is if you buy this business, you got $15,230, almost $240 per month to spend just to be making the $15,000. No, so I'd be considering this. And what I suggest you do is go away and look at the health of the email list as well. Okay, so they're going to tell you that it has. The funny thing with these things is they say they got huge potential, unlimited, scalability and things like that. These are buzzwords, and what it does is it creates an emotional trigger that people are like, oh wow, this has massive potential, and people buy into that. What people do when they come to buy a business is they try to work out how good the business is and see if it's a good opportunity. And I think that's the worst thing to do, because what happens is they try to prove the business is a good investment. Instead, we should try to prove the business is a bad investment. And if we can't, then we must buy. So this one I just walk away from. So let's go back to the drawing board. Okay, so we'll close out all that, and then we will go back to the drawing board and keep scrolling. So more private listings, sell you. This is a winning product, cellulite, simple business to manage, potential to become a 6-7-figure business in the next few months. See, that's another buzz. That's ridiculous, right? So they're asking for $30,000 and they're making $11,000, almost $12,000 per month. So within 2.5 months, you're going to have the business paid off 100% and making more money. But I'm really not confident that's a good business. Okay, so those buzzwords and this not making sense I'll just stay well away from that. Unless you really know how to do due diligence and you want to sort of burn a bit of time on wasting your time doing due diligence on listings like that. Here we go. We've got another one here, $20,000 asking price, and they're making $20,000 a month net profit, over $180,000 in revenue, limitless potential. as it's a problem-solving evergreen kitchen brand. So that's a funny one as well. Limitless potential. See, these are buzzwords that are trying to get people to buy their business without any real proof that it's a good business. So we'll keep scrolling. Here we go. We've got two different businesses here. We've got one here that is $300,000, okay? And they're making an average monthly net profit of $10,000, which makes more sense because businesses on average are selling for, this is about 30 months of net profit, okay? So that makes sense. And that's what e-commerce businesses sell for. And then this one here as well, this is $250,000 and they're making about $10,000 net profit as well. So you've got about 25 months until this business is completely paid off. Let's see if they're using any buzzwords or anything like that. No, face masks. Okay, so pretty standard. Customer rate, they have a returning customer rate of 10% and reviews. Okay, cool, let's check this out. So we go to Misfits and I've already checked this out quickly. So okay, so they've got some inventory here as well. I like this, all right, something that I look at straight away. And then it's realistic, about 10 hours per week to run, tells us what they need to do. I won't go through this whole listing, but what I saw here that I like is that they're just being completely transparent, that they also sell and make a little bit of money on Etsy and eBay and Amazon. Okay, so what I'd be suggesting is looking at their figures, not just in Shopify, but looking at their profit and loss statement and getting proof of finances. And as you can see, it's not just like, boom, crazy business is built up overnight. This took a little bit of time. It did come quick, but September to Feb, there's 6 months and it looks like it's continuing to scale. So I'd still be wanting to look at March. So they're also spending a lot of money on Facebook and Google ads, okay? And they're making $10,000 a month? Yeah, so they're spending a lot of money to make not much money, but that's something you can go away and look at. Now they've got 12,000 email subscribers and 500. This means nothing, but this is good because if they're engaged, that's great. So let's look at the legitimacy of this business. You can tell that this is in a quite a good niche. But they've also got an email straight up. That's great. I don't know about this. I don't believe this. I'd be getting proof before you purchase the business that they're actually in these at all. And then also I'd be checking this out. The 752 reviews within a short period of time. That's crazy. It looks good, but you just want to be checking that out. So really doing due diligence on these businesses is important, but this business certainly looks a lot better than the other business. They have a thing here, which is AOV, average order value. A lot of people don't know what AOV is. And I think it's great that they're just talking about this sort of stuff because it shows that they know what they're doing. Some of these people that start these little websites pretend to know what they're doing and they got no idea, which is why they're trying to flog a business that is actually not producing a great return. So I think this Misfit mask one is definitely better than the other one, which was the leather one. So let's keep looking for something legit. So coffee, we can come back to this one. Here's a business that kind of makes sense. $15,000 and $570 average monthly net profit. It seems like what they've done and highlighted here actually makes sense. It's a simple business, found suppliers on AliExpress and used Oberlo on the site to generate income. So let's look at this site. It's Kin Gemstone, and this makes sense. The average, so it would take about 25 to 30 months to get your return on investment back. It takes about 12 hours a week to run, but basically what they're doing is they've just got Oberlo running and Facebook ads. So it goes through here and tells you about the profit margin, which is quite cool. It seems like this business has been around for a while, which is what I like. It's a bit more established, even though it hasn't been going crazy. But you can see over the Christmas and New Year period, it's done quite well because they've probably upped the ads here. So I like the look at this business, and they've got a decent email list, and I'd be checking out what's, if they're marketing that email list and what their open rate is. But this is something that I'd be looking further into. Another thing to check is, these things that they show is these screenshots. You just want to get a viewer's access of their merchant account to show that that's actually legitimate and get proof of funds and all that sort of stuff. So there you go, guys. That's what I'd be looking at when looking to buy a website on Exchange Marketplace, that correlation between how much the business is being sold for and then how much they're making an average monthly net profit. And then make sure you reach out to the seller, make sure you verify everything. And you can see that as you scroll through, there's a lot of dud listings and there's a lot of buzzwords and a lot of people just trying to sell you a cheap, crummy website that they put together that's not really doing very well. And they're just trying to offload it and also trying to make money by selling it to people that don't actually know what they're doing. And you can see there's a lot of people being scammed by looking at these types of website businesses. So I suggest you understand how to do website due diligence. And I did mention before I wanted to give you a free gift. The free gift I have for you is my due diligence framework. I've used this to buy multiple website businesses and all my clients use this, and we've all bought great business making a couple of thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So if you want to know my exact process, go away and grab this due diligence framework. It asks you the questions you need to get answers to about the business to ensure that you can make an educated decision if the business is a good investment or not. So go away, get that. It's in the link in the description. It's called my due diligence framework. YouTube watcher, what's up? It's Jaryd Krause here. Firstly, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're doing super good. I also want to ask you, please subscribe, because my commitment and exploration on YouTube is about to explode. Stories, polls, more amazing content and more engagement, more surprises and more delight. This is the time to subscribe, and I just hope you consider it, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey YouTube watcher, if you thought that video was good, you should check out this video here on the 2 best types of websites beginners should buy. Or check out my playlist on how I made my first 100K from buying websites and how to do due diligence. Check it out. It's an awesome playlist. You'll enjoy it.